Hello, my sweet friends. It's Michelle from Tape and Twine. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to day 2 of DEPHEMEREMBER. I don't know if I said it any better today, but it is what it is. So if you're joining Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Hensel, then you saw how they handled prompt 1 yesterday. And I also made a video as well, which you can find on my channel, and I'll make a playlist on my channel as well. And today's prompt is stars and paint sample. Now, yesterday's video that I made went a little long. I really don't want them to be that long, but I had a little intro on how I am organizing for this challenge. And today, I'm hoping it can be a bit quicker. I know it will be because I have been thinking about my prompt over the evening and did a little bit of prep work last night trying to find what I was looking for. I do not have time to go out and get paint samples, and if you don't have paint samples readily available, you can make your own like Barbara does in her video today. But I had some, I just needed to find them. Every time I go to a store that sells paint, I just grab a few colors that speak to me. And these are the ones that I had available to me that I thought would work for this. I have this white one called Nice White. And again, it's always, you know, it tells you a little bit about the paint on the back. And I had this green one called Clearly Sage. What I liked about them is they looked like little houses, and that inspired me. And thinking about the challenge, which is stars and a paint sample, I thought, okay, if I looked at these like houses, the stars could be a starry night. And I thought it might be nice to make a little collage today. So that's how I'm going to approach it. It's a little dark today. It's 9 a.m. and I've had to put additional lighting, and there could be some funky shadows. So I apologize for that, but New Hampshire is like that in this time of year. It's very dark. It can be very rainy and sometimes snowy. And, you know, the sun comes up at 7 and it's down by 4. So it's not the brightest of times of year. So we work with what we have. So let me show you what I've pulled ahead of time. And then that's what I've pre-planned in my head. And the rest, I'll just go with the flow as always. So last year, when I was making my art journal for, I want to say, one of the other prompts, I just took a piece of paper and I had put black acrylic paint on it. And I didn't use this page in my art journal. So I pulled it last night because I could use black paper for my collage, but I really like the idea of the paint. I like the sheen of the paint, and I want to use like a white gel pen on this for the stars, and I just thought it would be nice. So I'm using this already painted piece of paper, but if you wanted to do a starry night, you could just use some black acrylic paint on some paper and let it dry, or use your heat gun and get that going. So we don't have to at least wait for that step with me. Look at, I have paint from last night. I was painting till midnight. And then I went on the graphics fairy because I had this idea that I wanted a full moon. And since these are houses, I thought it might be cute to have Santa on the house. Now, everybody is approaching this challenge differently. I really like December dailies because I feel like they get me in the spirit of Christmas. So the way I'm going to tackle this DEPHEMEREMBER is with a Christmas feel. Every day I'm going to try to have my elements reflect Christmas because that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to get in the mood, to get happy about Christmas, to have some playtime and some downtime. But I also really, it's all about Christmas for me. So that's why every day mine is going to be about Christmas. So I decided to find a moon, and this is, I found this little guy and downloaded it and then cut it with a 1-inch punch. And then I found a postcard that had a Santa on it, and then I printed it out much smaller than what it was, and then I fussy cut him out, and I know he's going to go on the roof. That's about all I know. that is far from being a collage, but it gives me a great starting off point. I know what my focal points are, and I know where I want to go. I also picked out a few pieces of scrapbook paper that I thought had good texture. This one has wood grain, this one has gold leaf, this has writing, this has sort of like raised polka dots, and I love the glitter. I mean, I really don't use this kind of paper, but around Christmas, you know, anything goes. So now we'll figure out what we want to do. So first I'm going to take these two little elements off so I don't lose them. And I'm going to figure out how to make these look more like houses. I mean, this would be okay if I was just sort of doing a very, not abstract, but it's just very simple layout. But because I'm adding these two detailed pieces, we definitely need to build on this. So I'm thinking either snow on the roof or a texture on the roof. And I'm only going to know how that's going to look if I try it out, you know? So I'm going to start first by tracing the angle of the roof just so that I can kind of get it to fit correctly. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the angle of the roof correctly, but then I'm going to rip from there, because if you have a snowy roof, you know that it doesn't snow on a line. It's messy and it's not straight. Let's see how that looks on the top of the house. That's okay. I might want to put a little bit more layering underneath. Let's try this one. It does give it a little bit of like a snowy sparkle, which I do like. I hope you guys are doing good on the second day of December. I have so much I have to do. I don't know about you. I've been doing a lot of online shopping, and all the packages are coming in, and they're kind of building up on my dining room table. I need to go through them, open them, make sure the orders are correct, and start getting them ready. Okay. The color isn't quite as good on this one because I don't know, that sage, but we'll see. So we got a little bit of these snowy roofs, but I'm not sure I like, I'm trying to decide if it looks like a roof enough. Should I add a more roof-like element underneath? The other thing is I kind of like this for like maybe the ground, for like snow. Okay, that's kind of cute. I might put him a little off the page. I might want the word showing so I can actually see that it is a paint chip. I like sometimes, you know, showing the materials that you're using. All right, I'm gonna see if I put a little bit of texture underneath, how I'll feel about that. I know that roofs don't really go across, but I just kind of want to see how that would look if it did. So if this was underneath and then the snow was on top, let's see how Santa looks on these. what are you guys doing for preparing? Are you doing any other December dailies? Or how are you preparing for the holidays? Is your tree up already? I am not an early tree person. I would like to be, but I'm not. My son's birthday is on the 10th of December, and I used to always hold off till after his birthday, just so that it didn't feel to him like Christmas overtook his birthday entirely. But he's at college, so I can actually put the tree up whenever I want. So maybe I will put it up earlier this year. I've started decorating my little workspace because I think that's kind of fun and gets me in the mood. Well, that makes it look a little bit more detailed than the snow. Let's see how I could add a little bit of snow to maybe areas of the roof. That might be nice, so that it's not all snow. Like, what if there was just like a little snowy part, like on the edges? Oh, I like that better. I like that better than what I was doing before. So let me grab that off. And you know, I think we get caught up too on these challenges and making the most perfect and beautiful project. And not everything we make is going to be beautiful. And that's okay. I mean, part of this, you know, we always say when we're teaching art, it's not about the product, it's about the process. It's how the process makes you feel. It's how, I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing things down so I don't kind of lose what I'm doing. So what I was saying is, you know, they always say it's about the process, and it is about the process, because if you're having fun doing it and it's making you think outside the box and it's creative, then that is really a good part of why we do this, right? And I think that we get so caught up in making something Instagram worthy, or, you know, something that we would give to a gift or sell on Etsy, that we forget just to have fun and play. When kids are in the classroom, which is what I was doing up until COVID, teaching art classes at a art center, kids don't worry about what they're going to do with it after. If they like it, then they might say, I'm giving it to my mom, or I'm giving it to my teacher, or whatever it is they're going to say. But for the most part, kids don't worry about it. They just enjoy doing. And really, that's what, as adults, we should be doing, because when we play, that's number one, when we're relieving tension, especially this time of year, which is important. But it's also when happy little accidents happen, and sometimes the most creative little things happen to us that we don't expect. And that is, I think, the beauty of doing these challenges, because if I was thinking about what I was going to do today, I certainly wouldn't be grabbing for a paint chip and thinking about stars. I would be thinking about, you know, the next piece of ephemera that's going to go in my new project, or making a journal, or making a piece of artwork. And, you know, that's great, but it doesn't open me up to new ideas. I've been taking a lot more classes lately to sort of open me up to different styles and different ideas, new techniques. And I have really, really enjoyed that. I feel like it's making me grow as a person. It's making me look at materials and things differently. And is everything I make gorgeous? No, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, see, I like how that little roof goes past the house, and I'm wondering if I should do that on this one. You know, you can always change. There's nothing that says you cannot change your mind. So let's see if I can change my mind there. make that roof go a little bit more. And even though I, had a Santa Claus, it doesn't mean I have to commit to that Santa either. I can do something completely different if this starts turning into something that feels different. That's the beauty. There's so little control that we have in our life, especially as I get older. I realize that life is tough, and honestly, it's going to do what it wants, and you a lot of times have no control over that. So one of the best parts of art is that you do have control. You have control of changing your mind, of changing the project, of using a different material, of making it look different. And I love that, because Lord knows I don't have control in a lot of other parts. I can do things to help control my life, but it's not going to necessarily go my way. In 2021, I had high expectations for 2021 after 2020, and let me tell you, it has not been a great year. It's been a very, very challenging year with a lot of things that have happened to me and my family that have not been positive. But again, you can't control that. You can only do the best with what you have. Okay, I really like those little houses. I think what I'd like to do is maybe add a little stitching to them. I might make a door or stitch around the edge just to pull in the black and to make it a little bit more defined. So let me go do that. Okay, I'm back, and I added some wonky little stitching to my houses. I think they're so cute, and they pair up so nicely together. And I love the little sparkle. I'm not sure, though, that the style now goes with all of this little detail with the Santa. So I might not put him in. I think I still like the moon, though. But again, like I said, everything can change. You don't have to, you don't have to stick with your original game plan. Since the snow on top is sparkly, I feel like the snow at the bottom needs to be sparkly too. So let me glue that on. And I would draw my stars on the backing first, but then I don't know where they'll end up being seen. And sometimes that bothers me. So I have to decide if I'm putting the houses behind the snow or not, or above the snow. I think I need to put them below the snow. So it's time to commit. All these little hairs like threads, I want them sticking out. I like things a little bit messy. And what could I do with this, since this is an ephemera challenge and not necessarily a journal? Well, if I was doing a journal page, this would be very easy, right? Because this would work out excellent as a journal spread. But since I'm not doing a journal spread, what could I do with this? Well, I guess after it's done, I'll have to see the size, but I'm thinking it could go on the front of a book, or I could make a really pretty Christmas card out of it. I will figure that out once I am done. All right, so we have this really cute, sparkly house. I really like that. Because it's not really vintage style, I'm not going to ink it. I like that the snow is down here. And I like how it goes off the page. So now I have to figure out what else I want to add to my little collage here. Do I want to add some more texture in the, like as in gold elements? Let's find out. I really don't know. I'm sort of winging this as I go along. Where's my little moon? I do like adding a little gold element to frame it up a little bit. So I think I'll add that there. Hopefully, oh, you can hear my dogs in the background. Like I said, I've been ordering a lot of gifts and the delivery men have been coming and it has been driving them crazy. I like that. Just that little bit of gold frames it so well, I think. Let me add a little bit of gold right in here. I like that too. And then I will get my dogs to stop barking. Okay, I'm back. I got my dogs to stop barking. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. I have this nice little collage. And I think the thing that's missing for me is I always need words, right? I need something that brings Christmas or brings, you know, the element in there. I'd really like to have some words somewhere. So let me see if I can find some words that have to do with either stars or Christmas or a starry night. Okay, I'm back. And full disclosure, I'm trying to make this quick and easy for myself today, and I didn't want to try to find the right words. So I went to my vintage typewriter. I just cut out a little piece of vellum and I typed, it came upon a midnight clear, from the Christmas Carol and hymn, and I thought that that would make it a little bit more Christmassy. It was very fitting, and I'm going to rip, or try to rip, this vellum. And if you don't have vellum, you could use tracing paper. If you don't have a typewriter, you could just use the American typewriter font on your computer and then, you know, kind of make it a little bit more vintagey if you want. Yep, and here I'm gonna, look at that. I like, I wanted it to rip and it just didn't. This vellum isn't just not ripping, so I'm gonna help it along. And then if I can put it over the white of the house, like that, I like that. I'm gonna try to rip it, but you saw how that went. But I want it a little bit closer. And I might ink these edges just to make it a little bit more interesting on the page. Not a lot, just to sort of give it that definition. And it's okay that that ripped because I'm going to be gluing it. Vellum can be very tricky to glue. As my friend Maud says, it operates sort of like a diva. So I'm going to hope that this works. Put it in the position I want it to be in. And I think art glitter glue will dry completely clear. I don't mind that it goes over the barriers of the house because I'm kind of feeling like that is the style of this. I like that. And now I want to put in the stars, kind of see where I'm at. I might add a couple little vintagey labels. Let's see. I have some fussy cuts of Tracy Fox's kit of labels here. Oh, I could do a 25, like as in Christmas. And that might be super cute. And now I'm also thinking button. I'm thinking a button. I'm thinking a button. 25. Now, I'm also thinking to myself, you know what this would be really cute on? Is if I was going to give a gift and I had a little white plain gift box, like a shirt box or a hat box of some kind, I could glue this on the front and make the gift box a little bit more interesting. I'm going to ink this just because whenever I fussy cut, I feel like the edges are not clean enough. And I'm sure we're getting close to half an hour, so I want to wrap this up. Because I really, really, really think it's important that these things not be too long. And I know I was thinking about doing just using a white gel pen to do the stars, but now that I'm kind of like collaging these little tiny elements in, I'm thinking it needs to be something else. I like the little 25 there. That's kind of cute. And maybe the moon is rising over the house. Maybe it's not already up. Maybe it's rising. What can I do to put something really cute there? Let's see. I have this little box of sequins here. What if I just put sequins as stars? How would that work for me? Oh, I kind of like that. So what I could do is just drop little tiny dabs of glue wherever I want a star, and just place them on top. This little prompt did not go at all like I thought it was going to go, and I'm completely okay with that. I really, really like how it came out and what direction it's going in. It's a lot more me, and I never would have done this had I not had the prompt. And I think that's what's so special about doing a December daily or doing a challenge of some point, is that it really makes you think about doing something different. Now I'm going to put that moon down. Maybe I'll just ink so that he has a little shadow on the edge of him. And I could have used little buttons. I did like the idea of a button, but I'm trying to wrap this up. Maybe I can put one more star over here. I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for a full moon. Any man in the moon image. I've always loved them. That, I think, is super cute. Now, I did have this other part on the back, right? And I guess what I could do if I wanted to, and maybe I will, just because I don't know how I'm going to use this piece of ephemera, and that's okay. But what I could do is I could rip this up like this. Right? I'm going to add a little bit of that paper we just had, just to bring it in. Like so. And I'm going to make it into a pocket. A pocket that I can put other ephemera in, and like a happy meal. I keep saying happy meal. Happy mail. Let me throw some stitches on here and then I'll glue it. Okay, I've just added some stitches in there, and if I added a little bit of this, I kind of want like maybe a washi tape or something there, just that where that goes off. See, as I'm talking and it's evolving, right? This is now going to be a pocket. So all I need is some washi tape that's going to come here. And I need it to be kind of simple. I would love it to have a Starry Night feel. And I have this washi tape, which is perfect. It's dark and it's it's meant to be stars in the night, and it's going to be perfect for this project. And I will trim it after. Let me just put it's not the stickiest, so I'm going to put down a little bit of glue, and after I trim it, I think this project will be in the books. I don't want to cover my stitching, my messy stitching. And let me just trim that tape. This is why I always have to clean my scissors, because I'm constantly cutting sticky things. Okay, so I have my little ephemera pocket. It came upon a midnight clear. I have my moon. Oh, I probably should have waited to do the back because one of my stars has moved, but I will add that back right now. Actually, two of my stars have moved. I'm rushing, and because of that, things are not drying. But after this, it will be done, so then it can just dry. So it came out a little bit different than I expected, but I absolutely love it. I love the 25, I love the moon, I love the little sparkly stars, the little sentiment, and then on the back, it's just sort of this messy little pocket that I can put little goodies in for a happy mail, and that's a paint chip and stars. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll like it. It really means a lot to my channel as I try to grow it just to get a little bit of engagement. So I'd love for you to join me on some future videos, and I hope you have a really great day. Watch everybody else's videos. Look at how they interpreted this challenge. I can't wait to see what other people do. Bye.